Welcome to Carol Journey TV. My name is Carolyn Smith-Malone. I am the host of Carol Journey TV. Today we're going to talk about Senior Speaks. We have three women here who are experts at some of the issues that's dealing with the seniors. My co-host today is going to be Miss Vicky Owens. And we're going to talk about some of the trials and tribulations. She'll introduce the ladies. Each one of these ladies is an expert in their field. Now, first I'm going to introduce Miss Vicky Owens. Miss Vicky Owens, let me do the brief introduction. Miss Vicky Owens worked for Councilman Andy King, and her main role is to deal with seniors in the different areas of the councilmanic district. Okay, Miss Vicky Owens.
Good evening. My topic today is about the seniors, which that's my thing and that's what I do. I retired from 1199, and at that I always have been with the seniors, so now in the 12th district. I noticed one thing that happened. Your phone go on alert when there's a child missing, but when it's a senior missing, it's no alert call that the senior's just missing, because last week we had a senior missing in the 12th district. Thank goodness the councilman went out, we put it out there, they found her in the hospital. And I think we need to do more to make sure that our seniors are safer. Everyone is going home, trying to be at home before dark, because the simple fact is nobody wants to be out there in the dark now, because it seems like they're attacking a lot of seniors for their money or whatever. You know, they're in the streets. So I think that we need to step up to the plate and make sure that we have more security around for our seniors, not only in the streets but in their residence. You have a lot of seniors that being harassed where they live. They have no one to go to talk to her about it, and this is going on. So we need to step up and do something about that. You know, you work all your life and you feel that these are the golden days and you want to enjoy until God calls you upstairs, you know, and have a peaceful life, you know, because no one is promised tomorrow. You know, we're here until he makes that decision. So my thing is that I'm looking for the politicians, I'm looking for anyone, the police department, to come forward and let's do something about the seniors. We had a senior that was beaten and raped. She died. And it seems like it's now they preying on seniors. And you would think that this would never come to a thing, but this is what's happening now, you know. So this is my thing. I think that we need to do more for the seniors with protection.
Okay. Now briefly introduce my next guest here.
This is Elizabeth Thompson from North Central. We sit on the board together. That's how I met up with Elizabeth. Elizabeth is an expert when it comes down to medication and the cost of it. You know, this is Miss Elizabeth Thompson from North Central.
Hi. Like she says, I don't think I'm a good expert with medication. I know I'm paying too much money, and we need an alert for our senior citizen to help cut the costs. And that's the thing we need for on that alert, what you say. I know one thing, I have seizure medicine, and that costs quite a bit. In 1 month, I spend close to $60. And that $60, hey, I can use for buying food.
True.
So money for senior citizen, it's a lot of money. I can't understand why people are preying on the senior citizen. We don't have any money. They take all our money out of taxes, medication, definitely. So I don't know why they abusing us. But I feel that I have some more information about the medication. I have Dr. Green. I don't know if anybody heard anything about Green, but medication. Soon as I get more facts, and then I might be an expert at it. Thank you. And we have, you want to introduce?
We have Luciel-Boles, the queen of the advocate of the Bronx. Luciel been all over Bronx, and Luciel knows a lot about senior housing. You know, she can tell you a lot about that and lead you in the right direction. Okay?
Good evening. My name is Luciel-Boles Wilson, and I used to be a resident of District 12, but now I'm a resident over by between Parkchester and Westchester Square. But since I go to church in this district and I go to a lot of senior centers in this district, my goal is to help seniors with their housing. When I was struggling with my housing, I sent out an email to every politician that I know. And then lo and behold, the mayor had a town hall meeting, and my first question to him was, ask not what your seniors going to do for you, what are you going to do for my seniors? We need housing, and Your Honor, I needed housing also. So that meeting was a couple of years ago on October the 4th. 23 days later, I had the keys to my wonderful Rain apartment because I was organized, the organization I dealt with was Rain. So now I got connected to New York City Housing Connect. I get a notification every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. I have listings in my phone and on the computer. If you want to live in Staten Island, the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, I have information for each borough. And you can get my email, you can get my number, I can give you the application. What you have to do, fill out the application. As soon as you get a response from them, go to your politician, go to your councilman, and if you have to go to the mayor or the governor, go to them if they're not going to help you. And tell them what you need. And let me tell you something. You ask them once, you ask them twice, you keep calling them. You know what they're going to do? They're going to find you someplace to live. Because if they don't find you someplace to live, they don't want to hear my mouth. Because my job is to advocate for you. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. One of the things I need to talk about to you ladies, especially you, Luciel, about housing. Now, there's a lot of houses they have put up here in the Bronx, and most of them are not affordable.
Okay. So let me tell you what the status is. There's 2 types of housing. There's affordable housing for middle class people, and there's affordable senior housing. The Department of the Aging has a booklet where it's called 202, and they have a listing of all senior residents, okay? Because the other residents are mostly for people that are homeless, or they have a voucher, or if you know someone. Because as soon as the housing goes up, let's say in the South Bronx, you know who's over there? The people in that neighborhood. They tend to use the zip code in the neighborhood. Now, the senior housing, you got to know someone sometimes to get into senior housing. And who do I know? Everybody. My job is to make sure they're not in the street.
Okay.
So there's 2 types of different housing.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing I'm telling you about the housing, there's a 3-tier, okay? So it has middle income, it has low income, middle income, and high income. You can be in the same building on the same floor with pay a different rate structure based on the money you get.
Right.
Right.
Okay, now I want to go back and piggyback on the issue with the insurances, and we need to explore that a little bit.
Yes, you're right. I need to explore it myself because, like, I am $11.99 too. DC 37. And like I said, I work for North Central. And you plan things at that stage that you know by the time you get a certain age, you should have no problem. When I get this nice age, I'm gonna say in the 70s, but it's not going the way you want it to go. And you have to make a lot of phone calls, and it shouldn't be that way. I've been in this plan for about 35 years, and I should have no problem with medication, with any kind of money, or any problems with housing or whatever. I'm having problems. So right now, I've been going back with Northwest Bronx about this various different things for housing, like Luciel. They say I'm not qualified, I'm overqualified. And how can I be qualified? I'm not making that X amount of money. I should be able to get in that housing they're putting up with no problem. I ask when before they start building it, and I tell them how much money I receive for being a senior citizen. Oh no, you're not qualified. So, what we senior citizens are supposed to do? This is something we have to investigate. As senior citizen, we need to sit down and investigate and find out who's behind all this stuff. Carol?
Okay. Yeah, well, I want to thank you for the information. One of the next things that I want to discuss in detail is about criminal justice. And I want to refer that to Miss Vicky Owens.
Okay. I think it's a gap between the seniors and the younger generation. I don't think there's enough knowledge between the two. When I was a parent, still a parent, and growing up with my kids, what I told them, if you get in trouble, you know you have a police officer there to help you. Now the kids, instead of them going to the police officer, they are running away. So it's a gap in between there. Not enough information. I think we should have more programs with our young generation to let them know from A to B, see what is going on, what to do and what not to do. Because if no one teaches them, how are they supposed to know? You know, this is what's happening with the generation now. And I think if we do that, then we can sort of have a connection between the two. I was on the bus this afternoon, and I said to this young man, "Oh, may I have this seat?" He said, "Sure." And all the people looked around. That don't usually happen.
It doesn't.
It was amazing that he got up, but he got up, and I said to him, "Thank you." That's what we need, connections.
Right. Now we're going to go to a break, and then when we come back, we're going to sum up our discussions about seniors and Senior Speak, and we're going to get some input. We're going to also show resources that one could take advantage of. Okay?
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, she just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
We've been married about 15 months, and we happened to meet on the internet, by the way.
You know, at first, I was like, I don't know, maybe he's from Chicago, he might be a slick. And we got to talking, and I realized he was a man of integrity. This is the best age ever. Because you've been through some experiences and you know some things that you didn't understand earlier in life.
You can appreciate it, I think, now that you can look back on certain things.
You know, true passion is grown out of understanding and knowing someone.
The power of our love is integrity and honesty.
We just tell each other the truth, even when we don't
Agree.
Yeah, exactly. We agree to disagree.
Yeah, Rich, that's right. My love for you is
What?
genuine and real.
My love for you is complete.
My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. Get free tips to help boost your retirement savings now at aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Welcome back to Carol Journey TV, and today we're going to close our discussions, and we're going to start off with Vicky Owens, and each one of you, I want each one of you to participate, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, we're going to go back to housing, okay?
Okay. I work in the 12th district. And what I have found out in that district is some housing is not for some seniors. Some seniors retire with no pension. They just have Social Security. So they don't fit in that level of the price that they want. The second thing is you have seniors that in private housing with the landlord. And the landlord need that apartment. So that puts them out. They have to look for someplace else to stay. And even if they take them to court, they give them something like 60 days and you're still out because you can't go against the landlord. The landlord is the landlord. They own the house. So the thing is, my thing is this. Put housing affordable for seniors. I feel that the rent shouldn't be no more than $600. That's high as it should go. Because if some of them get Social Security, here you get in Social Security what you put into Social Security. Like some people didn't start working until they was about 30 years of age or 20 years of age. You're not going to have much Social Security. And if you don't have a pension, you only just got that to depend on, you know? So this is the way the situation is in this country, and it needs to be fixed. I feel that housing automatically should be no more, the highest is $600 a month for any senior, regardless. And as far as food stamps, some of the seniors have come to me and says, oh, they said I have over too much income to get food stamp.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
Give you $25.
$25, what is that is going to do?
Right.
When we had President Obama, the retirees of $11.99 sit down and wrote him a letter and respond to that when you retire, you automatically get food stamps. Whether you can use them at that time, you can refuse. And it started out like that, and then all of a sudden, you just move on down the stream. So we need to fix it.
Yeah.
Right.
We need to fix it.
On housing is such in bad shape. First of all, when you get over 65, you should always have a place to live. Fighting your landlord if you need a legal aid lawyer. Now there's affordable legal aid lawyer you could go to. You don't have to worry about being overqualified for a lawyer. They passed that intro 1104 and 14, I think it's 1429. We can go in Albany on that because these landlords are charging too much money. They say we make too much money. So We have affordable, legal aid. You don't have to pay for those lawyers. So it's a lot of things that we need to sit down and let our senior citizen, middle class, working people know that these things are there for them. Now, it's this homeless situation. We don't know how to cope with a homeless situation. They are talking about all these affordable housing they are putting up. Are we qualified for those affordable housing? You go there and ask them all this information. No, you tell them how much money you're making. They say, no, you're not qualified. I'm not making $50,000 a year. But they say you're not qualified. Those are the things the middle class people are running into. So we need to find out and make sure that all this information is for y'all. So you have to go to your congressman, whoever in your area.
Okay. I come across a unique situation with the seniors, and they go to the senior centers. Some of them are immigrants. When I say that, they are not American citizens. So in order to get some housing, they have to do the paperwork. Either they have a green card, they don't have a United States, New York State ID, they are illiterate where they can't even fill out an application, and they don't want even people to know they can't read. It's bad. I try to help them as much as I can. How I find out when they can't read, sometimes instead of doing a lecture, I give out handouts so I can get 30 people to read what I'm passing out. And when I see it left on the table or on the ground, they didn't read it. Okay, a lot of them are shy that way. They don't know where to turn, okay? And they don't have family. When I grew up in Harlem, the families took together, took a village to raise children. It's going to take more than that, because the European people, the Japanese people, the Oriental people, that family circle is close-knit. Everybody stays together, but not in the Bronx. The Bronx is like separate. You got this family situation over here, that family situation over there. But if you live in Harlem, I'm just saying how the family got separated. The family don't stick together. Like that movie was called A Family That Prays Together. Because if you got your family together, because what's going to happen to the children? The children are growing up having babies, then the babies are having babies. They have no structure. The seniors, we are the most knowledgeable people. We want to share the information, but they don't want to come to the water and take a drink like a horse. He could be thirsty forever, but if he don't bend down and ask for help, he's nowhere.
Right.
And that's how it is.
Right.
Okay? Like this country, I hate to say this, but the original Indians are fighting so hard for land, and they finally got theirs. Why? Because they stayed together as a tribe. Right. We're not a tribe. We're individual communities trying to do something where we should be all coming together. Right. This organization, that organization, you got all these presidents in the organization, get together and help everybody.
Well, one of the things that I want to do with this show is to provide information and resources where people can share this information. I'm going to defer the information source to Miss Vicky Owens, and then she will reach out to you guys to get additional information to be able to spread out in the community with everything. So that's one of the things that I want to do. And I want to have this at the end of the show, her number and contact information, so she could be able to assimilate the information.
I was just thinking of something wonderful that you can do, or we can do as a group. So we could call it Senior Help and put an article in every paper.
Oh, yes.
That's a great idea, to put the resources there for them.
Right.
Or tell them who to contact.
Right.
So Senior Talk / Senior Help, and put it out there in the community.
That's an excellent idea.
And you can also use the media, because I know in Co-op City they have a Channel 12 where they have community information.
Right.
We can put an ad and say, here's some community information. If you're a senior, go here.
Right. And we're also gonna, with this show here, we're also gonna put it on YouTube. YouTube is a giant market.
Yes.
And so we're going to put it on YouTube so that people can go to YouTube and be able to pick up the information.
Fine.
That's a very, very large platform.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Carol,
sounds good.
when will we be able to, when will they be able to get this information? Because it's so critical now.
Right.
We're in February and March is coming.
Right.
And we don't
Well-
know how the weather gonna be. for
Well,
us.
the information will be brought to the community probably in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Right.
That is good.
Yeah, next 2 weeks.
That will
And then we'll explore the newspapers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And we explore the local newspapers
Yes.
and
Okay.
everything. Yes. Okay.
Sounds
good,
good.
good idea, girl.
Right.
Stop knocking on senior citizens.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Right. Now, what I want to do now is to close our discussions, and we hope you ladies can come back again and bring us
talk about
more information.
Okay.
And, oh yes, your book. I just want to mention, Miss Vicky Owens has a book that she wish to discuss.
Okay, this book is called Clemency's Daughters. This is about women's in here through domestic violence, and I wanted the young people to get a hold of it, so this way when they come through these same situations, they know what they are facing. Okay? And it not only talks about that, it's one of the women's in here survived being shot in the head. Yes, she survived. And so you can find this at Barnes & Noble, and you can also find it at Horizon bookstore. And I have a contact. You can get it on Facebook, not Facebook, Vic Red Eye, which is my email. You can contact me, or you can contact my telephone number, 917-553-5961. But it's a good book, not because I'm in it also. Telling my story, losing my husband at a young age, and how I survived, going on campaigns with my union. So it's a good book. It's a good book.
Okay.
So thank you, Carol Smith.
Okay.
Malone.
Thank you. Well, I want to wrap this up, and I want to thank you, ladies, for attending this
You're welcome.
broadcast and everything.
Thank you.
Okay. And I want to tell my guests and say goodbye, and I hope to see you next week. Okay.